All right, it is just about 7 o'clock. I know you all can't see me, but my internet has been spotty all day. So I'm thinking if I don't have it live stream a camera picture, then maybe it will get better. So I'm hoping everybody has had a lovely day and we will get to it. Now, oh, I've got my chat here. Hello, Marill. I'm so glad you could join me. We're going to get right into it. Oh, let me make sure I can see my chat for people who are on YouTube. And it's exactly 7. Hey. All right. As you know, we have been doing practice questions. Marill Lee. Oh, it only has an L there. Did I saying that right? Maria Lee. I don't know if you know that. It just says Maril. Okay. Maria Lee. Okay. Am I saying that? Okay, I'm saying right. Maria Lee. Good. Okay, Maria Lee. I'm going to try to remember that, but every time I mess it up, please correct me because you know how I feel about correct answers or correct names. So here we go. Number 30. What does it mean when a person dies intestate? Ooh, we like this word, one of my favorites. What does it mean when a person dies intestate? Does it mean A, they have left a will specifying how their property should be distributed? Is it B, their property will be distributed according to state laws because they did not leave a will? C, their property automatically transfers to their spouse regardless of state laws. Or D, they have specified that their property should be donated to charity. All right, Marily, you said our answer is B. Their property will be distributed according to state laws because they did not leave a will. And yes, we love that as an answer because we know to die intestate means to die without a will. It means to die without a will. So that means it can't be A because A says they left a will, right? Then B, it automatically transfers to their spouse. What? No, it has nothing to do with it. I mean, there are concepts we need to know about if you're married, what happens to the stuff, but it is what it is. And then you've got D, you didn't, if you specify what happened to your property, you would have had a will. So knowing our vocab is key. I love that. Good job, everyone. And hello, Miss Caroline. Hello. All right, let's do our next question. 31. Which type of property ownership is only available to married couples and has the right of survivorship? Which type of property ownership is only available to married couples and has the right of survivorship? Okay, Marily, you said you think it is A. Okay, we got one for A. Okay, because I like to eat. I like to eat apples and apricots. I'm just feeling musical today. Okay, we got A. Well, let's look at our answers. Tenancy by the entirety, joint tenancy, tenancy in common, and a fee simple tenancy. Again, I like these questions that we've got because the vocab on it is chef's kiss, great. Wait, Caroline, you said B, A. Okay, I was like, it can't be B and A. You too said it was A, and yes, A is our correct answer. Woo-hoo. Now, both joint tenancy and tenancy by the entirety have that right of survivorship, but the tenancy by the entirety is related only to married couples in some states. Not all states practice tenancy by the entirety. Joint tenancy has the right of survivorship, but it doesn't require. Oh, do 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 do. It doesn't require marriage. That's what I'm trying to say there. Tenancy in common has no right of survivorship. And of course, fee simple tenancy just means you own it and it's inheritable. That does not have anything to do with our question. So once again, we got that right. We love that. And let's move on to our next one. Which of the following statements regarding capital gains tax exclusion on a primary residence is true? A lot of big words there, but the key is capital gains tax exclusion on a primary residence. So is it a single homeowner can exclude up to $250,000 of profit? A married couple can exclude up to $500,000 of profit. A married couple can exclude all profit if they've lived in the home for 2 or more years, or both D, both A and B. What are you thinking? Anybody got a clue on this one? All right, we got a D. Caroline says D. All right, Morelli, you're saying D as well. And yes, our answer is D. That is the correct answer. Because if we're talking about paying your taxes, this is going to be like your income taxes every April 15th. If you sell your house and you make a profit, that's income. They're going to tax it. But if you sold your primary residence that you lived in there 2 out of the past 5 years, that's the key here. If you've lived in that place 2 out of the past 5 years, it doesn't have to be, year 1, then year 2. As long as it's the equivalent of 2 years in the past 5 years. If you're single, you can exclude the first 250,000. And if you're married and filed jointly, it's 500,000. We are not tax professionals, so we should not be giving tax advice. However, you do want to know a little bit about, oh, look, there's some benefits to buying a house. We love that. So, yay. 33. And again, if you have questions, just ask. I love to answer the questions. So,
I do have a question.
Okay, go for it.
So can we go back to so on the C, you said, so if the answer was the 5 years or more, then would it be correct?
No, if they had the 5 years or more, that would have been better. But I think for me, the bigger one is all the profit.
Okay.
The married couple cannot exclude all the profit if they've lived in the home. If they're married, they're going to be limited to that 500,000. So great question. Great catch there.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, 33. Recording property-related documents in county records serves to protect a buyer by how? Recording property-related documents in the county records serve to protect a buyer by. All right, so if I were to rephrase that, the question is, why do buyers record documents relating to this transaction? Is it A, recording their liens against the property? B, tracing the title of the property? C, estimating the property taxes on the lien, on the land? All right. And D, all of the above. Okay, well, off the top of my head, when I first read it, I don't really love all of those answers, so let's break it down. Okay, A, it says recording their liens against the property. Well, if it's a buyer, the buyer's not putting a lien on the property. They would have a deed. I'm assuming they're buying the property with no liens. So yeah, I'm going to say A is not our answer because that buyer doesn't have liens. B, tracing the title to the property. I don't love that word tracing, but it's not bad. I mean, if they were saying following the title, like if you're trying to create a chain of title, the documents have to be recorded. So that's not wrong. Not my favorite answer, but it's not wrong. C says estimating the property taxes on the land. All right, well, estimating the property taxes on the land is the job of the tax assessor, which means D can't be right, which means yes, B is our answer because, I mean, a bee's in the trap, bees in the trap, a bee's in the trap, bees in the trap. I can't help it, the songs. So yes, very good, B. 34. Which of the following types of deeds provides the greatest protection to the buyer by guaranteeing the seller has a clear title and the right to transfer it? So is it a quitclaim deed, a bargain and sale deed, a general warranty deed, or a special warranty deed? What are we thinking? All right. You said C, and Marilla, you said C, and Caroline, you said C. You're telling me it is a general warranty deed, sometimes just called a warranty deed in some states, and you are correct. These words, quit claim, special warranty, general warranty deed, and bargain and sale deed, so. We know we're going to be tested on these. So that is really key to know, to just know those definitions cold. All right. 35. Which condition does a 1,900 square foot home with 5 bedrooms and only 1 bathroom suffer from? Which condition does a 1,900 square foot home with 5 bedrooms and only 1 bathroom suffer from? That sounds terrible unless you live alone. Is it A, incurable physical deterioration? B, curable physical deterioration? C, functional obsolescence? Or D, economic obsolescence? Which one is it? A, B, C, or D? What are we thinking? All right. Well, I know economic obsolescence is not the answer. We know you lose value from something outside of the property. So maybe you're near a Walmart. Maybe you are, the air is smelly because you live near a factory. I mean, something about the surrounding area that makes this property lose value. That would be economic obsolescence, and that's not what we're talking about. Well, A says incurable physical deterioration, and B says curable physical deterioration. And the curable means you can fix it. The incurable means you can't. But we haven't said in this description that the property has deteriorated. I hate that word. It's so hard to get off your tongue. But it hasn't broken down. So it's not these, making our answer C, functional obsolescence. This means we're going to lose value because it's out of date. The property has 5 bedrooms and 1 bath. What in the 1920s is that? Where people are just happy to have a bathroom. Nowadays, in 2025, 100 years later, we're going to need more than 1 bathroom for 5 bedrooms. I mean, I know I do. I'm just saying, hey, Trix, I see you. I see you there. All right, next. Oh, and just so you all know, I got to keep it short today. Today is my aunt's 87th birthday, and I'm going to go over there for dinner. So I'm only going to do till 7:30. I hope you all don't mind, but there's only so many birthdays when somebody's that old. I mean, I want her to live forever, but I did say I would try to get there before 8, so it's going to be a short one today. I will try to make Fridays and maybe do another Sunday one to make up for it. Hola, Trix. Okay. 36. Oh, let me grab some water. Which of the following best describes the difference between embellments and improvements in real estate? Oh, this is a great question. I just want to go. Oh, we love this question. This is a great question. Which of the following best describes the difference between embellments and improvements in real estate? I would tell you, oh, thanks, Trix. I would tell you the best way to go about this is in our brain, before we even look at the answer, let's define embellments and then let's define improvements. So an embellment is when you've got rented farmland. And when you have rented farmland and that tenant grows crops, they grow crops and then their lease ends. The fact that farmer has the right in some states to go back and get their crop That is an emblement. We can call the right to go back and get their crop the emblement. We can call the crop itself an emblement. So we consider those crops to be personal property. That's why they have the right to go back and get the crop when it's time to harvest it. An improvement on real estate can be, well, improvement related to real estate would be whether you put like a house on it, you add utilities to it, a road. I mean, it's when you've done something to quote unquote improve the property. So now that we know that, let's see what our answer choices are. Implements are fixtures, improvements are crops. Nope. That's the opposite. Improvements are considered personal property, and implements, yeah, no, that's not it. It's not A. What about B? Implements are personal property, yes, and improvements are permanent additions. Ooh, I like that one. I like it. C, implements are structures. Nope. And improvements are temporary additions. Nope, 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 nope. And then D, implements add value. Not really, because somebody's going to come take it away. And improvements do not. Absolutely not. That's not a correct statement because an improvement is like a road or a house. That most definitely adds value, making our answer B. You know, that is probably the first time I've seen that kind of question comparing those two things, and I love it. If you can compare two of these definitions, you are well on your way. Well on your way to getting this right. So yes, you are correct, Trix. The answer is B. Busy, busy, busy. Okay. 37. Which of the following best describes the concept of adverse possession in real estate? Which of the following best describes the concept of adverse possession in real estate? Is it A, remaining in a property after the expiration of a lease without the owner's consent? Well, you know what? I don't want to say that's green as we go boop. That is a tenancy at sufferance. We know that's part of our non-freehold estates. Absolutely not. Acquiring property rights through a quitclaim deed? No, that's not adverse possession. Gaining ownership of a property by occupying it openly, continuously, and without permission for a statutory period. Yep, I like that one. But let's eliminate D, receiving property ownership through a probate hearing. Nope. Has nothing to do with probate hearings. We know adverse possession. You have to prove ocean. Was your use open, continuous, exclusive, adverse, notorious? And you have to do it for a certain amount of time. Each state has a different amount of years. So our answer is most definitely C. Right there. All right. Woohoo. Uh-oh, we got math. Okay. But 39 doesn't count as math. Let's just skip to 39 because now I've seen it and now I can't help myself. 39 does not count as math, and I know we're all going to get it right. How many square feet are in 1 acre? Do, do, do. Oh, actually, I don't even have to pretend to make that noise. All right. We got, right? Is it, what do we have here? All right. Trix, did you say the answer? Oh, I think you said C was the last answer for 39. Caroline says 43,560. Yes, we've got 4 old ladies going 35 miles an hour when they should be going 60. 43,560. Or I like to remember it as 3, 4, 5, 6. Switch the 3 and the 4 and then add a 0. Why that just makes so much more sense to me, I have no idea. Or some people will remember 7, 11, because of course 4 and 3 is 7. 4 plus 3. And then we know 5 and 6 is 11. So one of my favorite answers here is 43,560. Boom, shakalaka laka boom. Boop. There you go, y'all. We know that. You know you're going to have to know that number. All right. 38. An investment property generates $100,000 in annual rental income with $50,000 in operating expenses and a monthly mortgage payment of $10,000. What is the property's NOI? Okay, let's just do this real quick because I know not all of you all have math on your exam. So NOI, net operating income, if you take what you could possibly make, and from that you subtract the operating expenses, you would have net operating income. So if it generates 100,000 in annual rent and $50,000 in operating expenses, we're just going to do 100K minus 50K, which is going to give us 50K. This monthly mortgage payment of $10,000 is not included in net operating income. So our answer is C, $50,000. They're going to try to get you with this monthly mortgage payment. Don't do that. Now, if you're one of those people in one of those states where you all don't have math, it would be a great question. You know, which of the following would not be included in an NOI calculation? When calculating net operating income, which of the following would not be, used? So there you go. I'm still very excited about 39 over here because it's one of my favorite numbers. Okay. 40. What type of lien would allow the IRS to place a claim on all assets of a person who owes back taxes? What type of lien would allow the IRS to place a claim on all assets of a person who owes back taxes? Would it be A, mechanics lien, B, specific lien, C, judgment lien, or C, general lien, and then D, judgment lien? All right, Caroline says C. Marily, you say C. Okay. And I like C. I like C. C is our answer. Why? Because we know that specific lien is against a specific property, right? A mechanics lien is a type of specific lien. So we know those can't be it. Because it says it's on all assets of a person, and a specific lien is on a piece of real property. Right? And a judgment lien is when you owed money, like you spent money or you didn't pay somebody something. That's a judgment lien, right? The government's going to put a general lien against you. All right. And you know what? I mean, it is a general lien. I guess I want to say, yeah. Yeah, I would not go with judgment lien on that one because judgment liens are when you really truly owe money. It's not going to be considered a judgment lien. It's an IRS lien. All right, 41. Which of the following is not typically included in the bundle of rights associated with property ownership? Which of the following is not, keyword here, not, typically included in the bundle of rights associated with real property ownership? So I like to teach deep C, right? You got deep, we got bad handwriting. That's what we got. Deep C. So, right? So the right of exclusion, that would be the E. The right of control, yep, that works. So that's included, that's included. The right of rescission, I don't see an R there. Yeah, and the right of enjoyment, boop, that's the other. So, yeah, it's going to be the right of rescission. Even if you don't know what these mean, if you remembered, oh, yeah, this is deep C, you could have gotten right of rescission. Now, rescission is the idea that when there's like a breach in the contract or you're terminating a contract, that rescission is going to be like it's over, it's terminated. Does that make sense? So that's going to be our answer because that's the one that's not included in the bundle of rights. All of the rest of them are. 42. Which legal description method uses physical features, distances, and compass directions to describe a property's boundaries? Is it A, lot and block, B, meets and bounds, C, rectangular survey, or D, township and range? Mm. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, I was getting into that song. Really, you said B. You said 42 would be B. Does anybody agree with her? Right? Mr. 0313422. I don't even know what I 13. I'm wondering what that number stands for. But you're saying B as well. And yes, our answer. That is actually McDeal. That's you, isn't it? That's you, McDeal. I know it is. So I don't know it's you, but I'm gonna guess. And it is meets and bounds. We know that's where they draw the perimeter of a property. I mean, I guess that's a weird shaped property, but whatever. You would be describing each boundary of the property. Hey, you need to go north so and so feet. You need to go east so and so feet. Like you're describing it. So good job, y'all. Good job. And just so we know, the rectangular survey and the townships and ranges, those go together. 43. A property. Oh, it is you. Hey, MacDeal. Did the link not work, sir? Didn't I send you a link? Is it still not working? Let me know. You need to email me if it's not working. A property owner allows a neighboring property owner to cross their land to access a main road. What type of encumbrance does this create? These really are pretty good questions. They're not terrible. All right, Marily, you were quick with it. I'm just saying, Caroline, you were quick with it. You said B. Both of y'all were like, boom, B, an easement. Do we agree? Mm, hmm Do we agree? Yeah, we agree. It's an easement. Okay, it's an easement. Now, some easements run with the land, right? I would say when you say runs with the land, that's specifically an appurtenant easement, right? So there's appurtenant easements, and then there's an easement in gross. So those are our two types of easements. So, yep, easement is it. All right, 44. An agent signs an exclusive buyer's agreement with a home buyer. After 6 months of searching, the agreement expires and the buyer starts working with a new agent. What fiduciary duty does the original agent still owe the buyer? Loyalty, confidentiality, reasonable care, or none because the agreement has ended. So this one, I'm just going to answer it. Oh, Caroline, I'm not even sure I spelled appurtenant correctly. Don't worry about it, girl. Don't worry about it. So, what do we know? Well, it is true that you do owe your client confidentiality, loyalty, reasonable care. Yeah, I know I read those wrong. But I'm going to answer this one because I want all of you all that are my students to hear me correctly. If you are in North Carolina, understand if this question was on the North Carolina side of the exam, you don't owe that client anything. In North Carolina, when your agency agreement is over, you don't owe them anything. However, if you are taking the national exam, you are going to owe confidentiality. In many states, what happens is you can't tell. So if you're with the buyer and then you know about their secrets, then you can't tell somebody else those secrets. The information you gain while you're somebody's agent needs to stay confidential. So this would be on a national level. That would be on a national level. All right. Just want to make that clear. All right. 45. Which protected class was added to the Fair Housing Act by an amendment in 1988? Which of the protected classes was added in 1988? Y'all, I will be honest. When I go to take my Michigan exam, if I get this answer, I'm going to be like, oh, okay, let me try to figure this out. Because I have learned and memorized a lot of things. But which protected class and which year, it just doesn't sit in my head. I know so much. But if you were like, Candace, list out which protected class by year, I'd be like, well, can I just fail? Can I just fail? I don't know. Okay, well, we know it's not race. Boom. We know it's not race. Mm, I'm like, not race. Do I get a point for that? Anybody? 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 What you got? What y'all got? All right. Caroline, you said B. Mariel, you said C. Amani, you said B. Okay, what would I go with? You all are going to see real time. What would I go with if this was real? I don't think it was religion because religion's been pretty much protected. I would go with familial status. I'm going to go with familial status. Now, guys, I am giving you true transparency. I don't even know. I'm like, eeny, meeny, miny. This is one of those things. Hey, Shatara, this is one of those things where I'm like, I really, you want the exact year? Isn't it just good enough that I know it's a protected class? Oh, no, Bob. I don't know. Okay, guys, I'm going to check the answer because I have to. All right, let me get a drum roll, please. The answer is B. Praise the baby Jesus. Woohoo! The answer is B. Hey, the answer is B. The answer is B. Hey, the answer is B. Do a little dance, do a little dance, do a little dance, do a little dance. Hey, 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 y'all, I am so excited. I just guessed that right. And yes, it is a guess. And this means, y'all, it's not important that you memorize everything. Sometimes your best guess just works. Mhm. I wonder if we can remember something about 1988 and familial status. 8, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe we can remember that familial status has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 letters. And so it came about in 1988. Does that work? Cause y'all, I don't even know. I'm just excited. I got it right. Whoop whoop. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. In my head, I just said, whoop whoop. Her mind is too smart or something. I don't know. And that song's just been in my head. Whatever. 46. You like it as well? Okay, we'll add that. We'll see. Now, one of us, whether it's me taking my next exam or one of y'all, one of us is going to get this 1988 thing. And you have a responsibility to come back to tell us that whole familial has 8 letters, 1988 thing worked. You do. 46. Which of the following could terminate a real estate purchase agreement? All right. Which of the following could terminate a real estate purchase agreement? Is it A, the buyer defaults on the agreement terms? B, the buyer finds a property they prefer? C, the buyer feels the price is too high? Or D, the seller asks for an extension? I mean, if I ask for the winning lottery numbers, will I get it? So we know it's not D. Just because the seller asks for something doesn't mean they're going to get it. I mean, maybe if the seller asks to have the buyer pay less money, for no reason whatsoever. They might get that. I don't know. But yes, our answer is A. We know that if you default on the agreement terms, that might be a reason why the seller could terminate. Look, y'all, when somebody breaches or doesn't do something, it doesn't automatically always mean that the entire contract is terminated. You always want to defer to an attorney on that one. Right? And I'm going to make this the last one of the evening. Now, I know some of you all just got here, so you missed it, but my aunt is turning 87 and we have a birthday dinner. So although I love doing this with you all, I'm going to cut it short tonight. We're going to do 47, and then I will either do Friday longer, or maybe I'll come back this Sunday and do another one to make up for the short amount of time. But you know what we can't make up? The time with my family. I'm just saying. So let's do 47, which was the year my parents were born, 1947. Which of the following is a primary purpose of title insurance in a real estate transaction? Which of the following is a primary purpose of title insurance in a real estate transaction? Is it A, to guarantee the value of the property, B, to protect against future zoning changes, C, to cover financial losses from defects in title discovered after closing, or D, to insure the property against natural disasters? What say you? Oh, okay. Thank you. You said enjoyed her birthday dinner. I'm excited. Man, I'm so excited. She's my favorite aunt, too. We share the middle child syndrome, just, middle child being the best. And I see you all giving me an answer of C. You're telling me the answer is C. And yes, woot, woot, that is our answer. All right, guys, we did a great job. We did some guessing, but we got it right, and that's what matters. Sometimes the first thought that comes to your head is the right one. So again, thank you all for being understanding about me cutting it short. Would you all prefer longer Friday or do a Sunday? Just think about it and let me know Friday. Do you want to do longer Friday or actually me going ahead and doing a Sunday? Just let me know, but I will see you all next time. Bring your questions, bring a friend. It's a real estate party, and I will see y'all on Friday. Goodbye, everybody. Stay warm if you're in North Carolina. Don't let that snow get you. And if you're not in North Carolina and it's warm, be happy.